Hello everybody, welcome back to more Evil Within 1. So we still need to get the missing persons poster over here, and we need to check out this newspaper. So let's do that. Serial killer on the loose. Victims had surgery performed on them. Police believe slayings the work of a serial killer. Missing persons in several local communities. Okay. Alright. Leslie Withers. So this is the boy that's in the patient suit with the white hair that we keep seeing. He's an integral character to the story. So he's missing. Psychiatric patient Leslie Withers disappeared from a locked room at Beacon Mental Hospital. Okay. Got a phone number down there. Can't use a phone anywhere in this game, so. Alright, there's nothing else to do here. We've already been in our room again. It's good to check areas. Yeah, this will let us go back to where we were. It's good to check areas each time you come back here because things tend to change and be different. So now we're going to go upgrade here. Here's another mirror that we can also use to go back to where we were. We can't go through here just yet. Tatiana, the nurse, will have to let us in there eventually. So we have 2100 gel. Let's go ahead and look at all of our upgrades here and talk about that. Okay. So the first time we were in this chair, we just had to use, like, I think it was 100 Mountain Dew. I keep saying gel. We had to use 100 Mountain Dew to unlock the ability to use the upgrade chair. Now we can actually upgrade stuff. We don't have access to everything here yet, but we can start working on some things. So at the top here you have an abilities tab, which is what we're looking at right now. A weapons tab and a stock. Let's just go down everything and look at it here. So we have 2100 gel to work with. It's going to tell us how much it's going to cost to upgrade. And each thing generally has 5 levels that you can go up to. So I'll just start off by saying I'm not going to be following a particular upgrade path for any particular reason. I do know what's kind of important and what isn't. I'm just going to kind of wing it. And since we're just playing on survival, it's not going to matter too much in the end anyway. Because we're going to be getting a lot of Mountain Dew throughout the game to upgrade. And enemies are obviously not going to be as hard as they would be on like a Kumu difficulty. Where the skills you do take, what levels you take them to, matters a lot. But life gauge, this increases the life gauge maximum. So each time you bump it up. So the first time we do it, we'll get 10% or plus 10 points, I guess, to our current health gauge. It shows the level you're at and where you're going, how high you can go. One thing to mention about maximizing your overall health is each time you do it, if your health is already low, it'll give you a full heal. So it kind of works as a full heal each time you level up. So you basically, if for any reason you want to upgrade your life from 1 to 5, then these basically act as like 5 full heal health kits too. So keep that in mind. If you do want to upgrade your health, kind of wait until you need health. That's the best way to do it. Maximum sprint time increases stamina, allows you to sprint longer. At level 5, stamina recovery speed is increased. So as you can see, we have 3 seconds. I got off the category. We have 3 seconds right now at level 1, which is what we're at. If we go to level 4, then we'll get another second. So it increases it by 1 more second. This is a very important ability to take, kind of regardless of what you're doing, because it allows you to run longer. I've already mentioned it, but I'll mention again. The enhanced or updated version of this game, they, just as reference, they increased the default, which would be level 1's 3-second speed to 5. So 5 is the default on that version, but it's 3 on this one. I'm probably going to go to like a maximum of 8 seconds. I doubt I'll be wanting to spend however much gel or Mountain Dew it's going to take to get to level 5, but we'll see. Melee damage increases the slight amount of damage inflicted when striking enemies. It's generally not a good idea to take melee damage. There's better ways to spend your Mountain Dew to get better skills. Melee has its use. You can use it to stun enemies to a degree or push them, move them. So if you have a active pile of bodies on the floor you're trying to burn, you can position a live enemy by smacking them closer to that pile so they'll catch fire with a match. So there's utility, but there's better utility elsewhere. We can only see based on the level we're going to increase to how much it's going to go up. Like it says 100% melee damage, but it'll go up to 240%, but we can't see, I mean, I guess in here you can see percentage increase. So it does tell you, you just add the increment, so I'm wrong about that. Basically get 50 plus 50 at level 5 to the 100 we already have, so that makes sense. Next category, syringe recovery. Health recovered from a syringe is increased. So right now we get 30, I guess, health points. The bar is not really measured in increments. It's like a, kind of fills around a circle like this. Then I'm using my cursor. And there's no real line increments, so it's hard to tell how much health you have at any given moment. But going to level 2 would give us a plus 6. So out of these, I would say from most important to least important would probably be maximum sprint time, syringe recovery, life gauge, and melee damage. But even still, I wouldn't probably upgrade melee damage at all. It'd be better to put it in another whole category of skills. But as you can see, we've only got 2100 to work with, so we can't even increase stamina right now, which is something I would like to do. Like, probably right off the bat, that's one of the things I'm going to go for. I will say, too, not looking at my notes, just going from memory of the notes I took. But I do want to try to level things evenly. You know, you can try to like say, okay, I want level 5 sprint, so I'm only going to use Mountain Dew to upgrade my sprint from 1 to 5, and I'm not going to touch anything else. You know, that's not a great idea, because you end up spreading yourself thin by not upgrading other abilities, because based on the levels and the enemies and the progression of the game, different things are going to be useful at different times, which I'm not fully prepared on just because, you know, I haven't played this game in a while. But that's just the way the game works, and a lot of other games work. So I'm going to try to evenly spread my upgrading, just to kind of be more well-rounded with my upgrades. Okay, so that's the 4 things for this, for the abilities. Now we have weapons, and the only weapon we have is the handgun right now. So you can either do damage and multipliers, fire rate, reload time, clip capacity, accuracy, or critical. So damage and multiplier increases firepower for more damage. So this is your damage. It says damage. It's just a damage increaser. So this will give us 20% more damage to the handgun. You know, that's a good thing. You're going to be finding a lot of handgun ammo. You can get through a good chunk of everything in the game with the handgun. It's your bread and butter weapon, I would say. Fire rate, decrease the time between shots for a better firing rate, so you can just shoot quicker. So if you spam the shoot button, you have to wait a second between each shot. Reload time, decrease the amount of time it takes to reload, decrease it. So right now it takes 2.48 seconds to reload, which is a pretty long ass time. Luckily you can move and walk when you're reloading, but you can't attack, obviously. So that's something you might want to consider. Clip capacity, increase weapon clip capacity, so allowing us to carry more ammo. So going up to level 2 will let us carry 7 bullets as opposed to 6 already in the clip. Accuracy, decrease the sway on the target reticle for better accuracy. This is a good thing. It's not really necessarily so much the sway as it is you can line up your reticle like on a headshot or the body, and because of the accuracy being too low, you can like literally shoot a bullet through an enemy and it does nothing, because it's like it, considering where the reticle is, it should hurt them, but it's like it veers and just goes around them and doesn't do anything, and that's because of the accuracy. And this is categories that are going to be on all the different weapons we get, so you're going to have to worry about this for all of the weapons. Critical, increase the probability of instantly killing an enemy with a headshot, so this is important. Level 2 just gives us 10% increase, but 50% at level 5 would be awesome. That means you have a 50% chance of every headshot or shot to the head to be a headshot. So we'll definitely be probably doing that. Headshots feel really good in this game. It's like blowing up a watermelon. It's really cool. But yeah, playing on survival in your first time, you definitely want to beef up the handgun and the shotgun you're going to get later. We're going to get, what are we going to get? The handgun, you get a Magnum type. The handgun's essentially a revolver, but we'll get a Magnum later, towards the later part of the game. Towards the early-ish middle part of the game, you get a shotgun. We get a sniper rifle, and you get the Agony crossbow, which is a multi-purpose crowd control, AoE, area of effect ability. The crossbow is really the best weapon in the game. It's something most people are going to ignore in their first playthrough, and you can, especially on lower difficulties. It's harder to ignore using it on harder difficulties. But it's also a little complicated how it works and how to use it. I'm not great with it myself. I am going to upgrade it in this playthrough and try to use it just so I can get some more personal experience with it, because it is really the best weapon in the game. And if you intend to play harder difficulties or speedrun this game, then you better learn to love it, because you're going to need to use it. So that's it for this. Just showing you things right now. Stock. So this gives you increase capacity for things you can pick up that are handgun bullets, in our case, for having a handgun. We can get grenades, we can get more health syringes, and we can get matches. So this will increase the stock you can carry. So right now we can only have 10 bullets, 3 grenades, 2 syringes, and 5 matches. And you can see at level 5 you can have up to 30 matches on you at one time, which is insane. I may only go to level like 3 possibly with these. Be nice to have like 10. This only goes to level 3, so here's a situation where something doesn't go to level 5. Does anything else not go to level 5? Just appears to be that at the moment. The syringes only go to level 3. So I guess one thing I could have researched more, and it would be nice to know, is how much total gel does it take to get to the max level of each thing. That would give you an idea of how you might want to use your Mountain Dew gel. across the playthrough, because some of these things are economical as far as how much Mountain Dew they cost to get the level, and other things tend to be more pricey. So there's different variables that can dictate how you want to do this, and I know to a point, but like I said, I'm not following any particular path here. And right now I don't have a lot to work with, so being able to come back right here now is mainly to give you the ability to save your game, giving you a lot of mirrors to come back here in the early part of the game just to get you acclimated. But you can see, like, going to level 2 on the syringes is 5,000 Mountain Dew versus going to level 2 on life gauge and melee is only 2,000, and then the sprint is 3,000. So that's kind of making you think, oh, this is a valuable upgrade because look at how expensive it is. And it is a good one, but I think I would rather wait. Yeah, I just don't quite have enough. I could increase the critical on the handgun, which wouldn't be terrible, but we don't really need to shoot a whole lot of things. In the early part of the game, this game's kind of weird in a way. I mean, it's weird in a lot of ways, but it shows you early on to be stealthy in the game and play stealthy, and it's like, oh, look, you can hide in lockers, and at some point here you can hide under beds too, so you can hide. There's a stealth element in this game, but then there's other situations where you're just forced into having to crowd control and deal with, like, 6 enemies at a time or something. And it's an action game, so it flip-flops between and kind of gives you a choice in some situations of how you want to play. I tend to play stealthy in any game when I can, just because that allows you to not take damage, which makes you conserve healing items, and if you're able to stealth kill things, which you are in this game, then you'll conserve on using other resources like ammunition and whatnot. So I'm not going to upgrade it just this moment. I'm going to wait until I get more Mountain Dew to work with. Let's resave, make a new one. So I wanted to get, that out of the way a little bit there. I'll have a little more to discuss when we get some more items later down the road. So we're good here to continue back what we were doing, and it's quickest to just use this mirror instead of the one all the way down there. So close your eyes if you don't want to see blinding white. Okay. Alright, so it just brings us back to the same mirror that we just used. Okay. So we have 5 bullets, which is not great. We have 1 match, that's not great. But it means we just gotta be extra quiet and chill. Coming up here, so Leslie is there running through the door. This is your first, not your first enemy, because we've been dealing with the sadist and whatever, the chainsaw guy, but this is first normal enemy, telling us to sneak kill him. These guys are called the Haunted. I think he's got a noose around his neck. He had some nails in his head too. And he gave us 4 bullets. Some rope around the wrist. There's a lot of varying. Well, he's got some nice teeth. Looks really good, surprisingly, on that guy. There's lots of varying designs of Haunted that we'll run across. This is like the kind of the standard zombie of the game, I guess. I guess Sebastian automatically puts his gun away when he stealth kills. Oh, we can actually you can actually see Leslie standing over here. I didn't know he was visible before you walk in. Alright, we don't need to burn him. He's dead when you stealth kill. We'd just be wasting our match. There he goes. Contextual actions controls information. You to climb. Let me read it. So for contextual, climb over obstacles and through windows. Climb up and down ladders and perform other contextual actions. Okay. Just spam your use button and he'll just hop over. Okay. So if you look in the distance here, you're actually going to see the light beam here. It's kind of a weird effect. That's the Beacon Mental Hospital. So a lot of times when you're outdoors in the game, you can usually see the hospital off in the distance some way, somehow. Not always, but that's the actual hospital that we started at in the game. I think it would have been a cool detail if, when you stood here and looked at it, if Sebastian would shield his eyes from the glare, but he doesn't do that. Anyway, I wanted to point that out over there. And here's our first key. I think these are called goddess statues. These are the ones I showed you in the introduction video, where you get the locker keys that we'll be able to use later. We haven't had access to the lockers yet. Back in the safe area where the nurse is, but she'll take us to them later. Just one moment. Okay, he's getting ready to cough, so took a sip of water. So in this case, you don't want to waste your bullet to actually need to reload. No point in wasting a bullet, just come up here and smack it. And then it will turn into a key. And this one's, you can't really see it well. I showed you a picture of it in the introduction video. This one's kind of like half into the brick on the wall here, but so there's our key, +1. And now if we go in the inventory, you'll see a little icon over here letting you know how many locker keys you have. Can we, I don't think we can get any, no. I was trying to see if we could get any information on the keys, but it won't show us any. And I was thinking about, we haven't got the Agony crossbow yet, but when we do, I think that's what this R alternate has to do with. I forget the inventory controls for when you get the crossbow. I think it's related to that. Alright. Okay.
Hey, are you guys from around here? I don't know where...
Can't go.
Okay, no thanks. So a quick way you can deal with these guys is you can get their attention from the other side. We got these bottles laying here too. But you can get their attention from the other side and then light this on fire, this haystack, and make them run into it, and then they'll catch fire. You can do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to deal with these guys kind of like you would normally. Stealth-like. Stay behind. Okay. So he didn't drop anything, and there's no need to burn because he's been perma-killed. This other guy's still over there walking around. And they don't care if they, like, come across a body. It's not really going to do anything. I'll wait for him to, like, turn around again. He's coming towards us here. So yeah, the quick way is just run out here and get their attention, light that on fire, and get behind it again. And then they'll just run into it, get lit up. But if you're playing normal and cautiously and all of that stuff, this is how you would probably normally handle these guys. And the bottles are good to take. They don't go in your inventory. They just stay in your hand. Looks like you can pick one up. And you can chuck them, make noise. If you throw them at a haunted's face, it'll stun them, and you can run up to them and stealth kill them from the front. So that's a handy thing to know. If you switch to your gun, then he'll just drop the bottle because he's gonna have the gun in his hand now. So let's look around here. There's a note laying here, pretty damn close to the fire, I'd say. But this one's kind of easy to miss. I think I've missed it a few times through different playthroughs just because it blends right in. Luckily, if you get close enough to stuff, you get a prompt. But if you go too wide here, or if you go the other way, then you're not going to get the prompt. Lakeside Town Note. When did they put a lighthouse on the lake? Has it always been there? That circling light passes over me, passes through me. I feel like it takes something away each time. I can't remember what it was, though. Okay, so that's a regular document. So we're safe right now. Eventually the bodies, they'll just dissolve away. It's just those two guys here, but there's goodies in here. So there's some Mountain Dew. 6 or 5 more matches. And we're at our maximum now. So this is a good reason why you want to increase the stock that you have of items so that you don't have to leave anything laying there. You can take more stuff with you. Otherwise, you know, it's just going to be left. So she's already dead. She doesn't need to be burned. Looks like this is still kind of smoldering over there. Yeah, you definitely want to look around in this game because there's a lot of items and loot laying around. So here's a heal. Can't hide under this bed because it's broke. But you can hide in this closet. And this one's like an armoire, so it's bigger than the lockers we've been in previously. This one you can actually move side to side. And you can look around. The mouse doesn't move very quickly in these. lockers and stuff. I really gotta whip the mouse around to get it to actually turn. And you can zoom. Let me get head on here. So you can like zoom and look. So you get a little bit of movement in here. Okay. Be careful around this corner because there's a tripwire. There's tripwires in this game. There's bombs that you'll see on walls that proximity based. You get close to them. You get a few seconds to interact with them and disarm them. And if you don't do that correctly, you take damage. So there's those things, these things that are at neck level, waist level, ankle level. You're also going to have bear traps on the ground. It's one of the things they got rid of in the sequel to this game was the bear traps because so many people hated them. Nothing along the side here. So yeah, you got to kind of be aware of the ground and the walls. Otherwise you will get messed up. There's lots of different things. Like I said, you can shoot these things. Enemies can walk into these. But since you can disarm them, you know, you can get trap parts. So we got one right there. We already had one, I guess. It doesn't show you how many trap parts you have right now because the trap parts will make you bolts that you use for the agony crossbow that we don't have yet. But so multiple ways. That's the really cool thing about this game, and what gives it a lot of replayability is there's just a lot of different ways you can do stuff. You can handle situations differently, sneaky, aggressively. You can use the environment to your advantage and stuff like that. So you're not going to see me, you know, optimally do things in this game because I'm not that brushed up on it, and I can't execute everything that I even know how to do just because I haven't tried it myself. But I will be trying to do my best here. I want to see this come around again. Pretty cool looking. Alright guys, we're actually going to stop here. I spent a good portion of this video, you know, sitting in the upgrade chair, but I wanted to read off and talk a little bit about how that worked, just because I felt like it deserved a little bit of explanation. So thank you very much guys, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next part. Bye.